I love going to the gym, but I remember one particular traumatic moment when I was in high school that made me stop going to my favorite gym. One morning, not even a couple of minutes after arriving at the gym, I was approached by two policemen. The gym attendant said these police guys have been waiting for me for a couple of hours. All my gym friends saw what happened. "Are you Natalie?" one of them asked. Yes, what can I do for you?" I said in confusion. "You need to come with us to the police station for some questioning," he said firmly. I dropped my mouth wide open. It was the first time I got invited to the police station ever. I was shaking, but I tried my best to hide it. They might think that I'm guilty of whatever it is, or I really did something wrong. I wanted to ask if I'm in trouble, but I remained silent instead. I am getting more and more afraid of them as we get nearer and nearer to the police station. I'm sure you're all wondering what happened. Trust me, I had no idea back then. I was as confused as you are. Stick around and I'll tell you the details. Anyway, make sure you've already hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Let me tell you my story by starting at the beginning. I have a boyfriend. His name is Marco. We've been together for a year now. He is the most popular guy not just in our high school, but in other schools as well. And he's so popular because of how good he is at playing basketball. He's the team captain of our school, and a lot of basketball agents come to our campus to check him out. And now that we're seniors, a lot of schools are offering him scholarships. And me? You know those chick flick movies where you see a really pretty woman walking along the school halls? Tall, blonde, beautiful, her hair bouncing, and her body looks really hot, so everybody's just looking at her, simply getting amazed by her beauty. Let's say like Regina in Mean Girls. Well, I'm nothing like that. I'm just a plain Jane. Maybe now you're wondering how Marco and I met. Well, we've been neighbors ever since we were 7. I remember the day when they moved into the house next door. My family invited his family over for dinner, and that was the first time we ever hung out together. "Hi," he waved at me. I tried to say hi back, but I couldn't get my silly shy self to speak, so I just waved at him. After dinner, they went back to their house because his mother said they still need to unpack their things. I went to my room and opened the window for some air, and to my surprise, I saw Marco. He looked at me and smiled. Our bedroom windows faced each other. That's when we started to get really close. We would talk till the wee hours of the night and no one would really notice. It is safe to say that Marco and I started as friends, but just last year, he confessed his feelings for me. And to be honest, I feel the same way about him. And so we started dating. Secretly, though. Everyone in his life, including his parents, his sports mentor, his agent, and his friends, do not like the idea of him getting a girlfriend, especially if that girlfriend is me. His mom treats me like her own daughter, and she's always reminding Marco to treat me like a sister. As early as 18, Marco already had a sports mentor and an agent. That's how good he is. His future is secured already with this just one mistake, and it could all be ruined, so they're just being very careful about his career, and that I understand. But I've been a very supportive girlfriend. Marco is a great guy. He's always there for me. We go together to the gym most of the time, and we hang out like we're just friends. No one would really suspect anything because people know that we're really friends. And I do not mind being kept a secret because I know one day everything's gonna be fine. Time will come that he would be able to hold my hand in public. One time on our way home, Marco told me something that made me so happy. "I love you, Natalie. I like no one but you," he said. "I love you too, baby," I said before hugging him. But sometimes I cannot help but get crazy. I see a lot of girls in school trying to get his attention. I cannot even count how many girls are trying to flirt with him all the time. One time, Mandy, the cheerleader at school, tried to kiss Marco in front of me. I almost ripped her eyes out at that time, but I kept my cool. I just quietly planned my revenge. During gym class, Mandy was taking a shower and I took all of her clothes and threw them in the garbage bin. That was harsh, I know. But I trust Marco. I know that he loves me. He's also always trying to assure me how much he loves me. And I believe him. But things started to change. Since we were 15, we promised each other that we would go to the same college together. Both our parents could afford to get us into college, and we made a vow that we would still be together when the time comes. And that promise became stronger when we became a couple. But 6 months ago, my father got into an accident, and he had a spinal injury that made him have difficulty walking. My dad stopped working. I had to apply for a part-time job because my mom could not afford our daily expenses on her own. And due to that scenario, my college fund got in danger. College is expensive. That's why I'm helping my mom save up for it. I have 3 part-time jobs which make Marco and I hang out a lot less than we used to. We barely see each other anymore. He's too focused on his basketball games because he's at the crucial season of a make or break moment with his agents. This period is the decision-making phase for his basketball career, so he's working double time. Whenever we hang out to watch a movie, either he falls asleep halfway or I do. A few weeks before prom, Marco and I decided to go together and tell everyone that we're actually dating. After high school, no one would even care. Also, we're very positive that our parents would approve of us. One time while we were at dinner, he was holding my hand while we were discussing our future in college. Baby, have you decided what college you're gonna choose? I asked. He told me that he chose the most expensive college in his choices. And that got me upset. How can I go to that college? Even if I work twice as hard as I do now, I can never afford that one. That night, we had a fight. After that, our fights became more and more frequent. We rarely hang out, and when we did, we fought all the time. But I love him, and I know he's got a big game coming up. I don't want him to lose focus because of our fights, so I called him and said, "Okay, baby, good luck with your big game tomorrow." "Aw, I love you, baby. Go to the gym right now. I really miss you, and I want to meet you in our special place," he said. There's an area at the gym where we always give each other a hug. I hurriedly went to the gym, but my mood was changed when I saw Mandy throwing herself at Marco again. I got so pissed. When I was near enough, I heard what she was asking Marco. "Can you be my prom date?" Marco was just trying to be nice, so he just smiled and said that he's not even sure if he would go to prom. "Of course he will," Mandy said. "I think I know what will change your mind." She tried to kiss him. Mandy tried kissing my boyfriend in front of me. I grabbed Mandy's hair and a big cat fight started. "Get off of me, you loser," she said. People at the gym managed to stop us, but my blood was still boiling. I was not thinking clear. I was just so freaking mad that I gave Mandy a big, solid punch in the face, but she dodged, and my fist landed on Marco's face. Next thing I know, I was at the principal's office. I almost got expelled, but I got into detention instead, making me miss one of my part-time jobs. When I reported to my part-time job at the coffee shop, my boss got really angry at me because it was an opening and I should have been there. And so he fired me. I tried to ask for a second chance, but he just yelled at me, so I just left. I wanted to cry, but it would do me no good. I went home and I gave my mom a super tight hug. I did not notice that we had a visitor. Apparently, it's the lawyer of Marco's family, and they're filing a restraining order against me. Marco was still in the hospital because I broke his nose. His parents and agent were so angry because of what happened. He would miss his big game. Although I'm sure that there would be a lot of chances for Marco, a missed chance is still a missed chance. I felt so bad. I went to my room. It's the only place where I could talk to Marco and apologize. But Marco was not there. Maybe he's still in the hospital. I don't know. I fell asleep, and after a couple of hours, I got up, wrote a note, and as I looked at Marco's window, I saw that it was closed. Maybe his mother did put up a curtain or something. I tried calling him, but my number was blocked. I also got blocked from all his social media. 4 days before prom is Marco's birthday. I really would like to see him and be able to greet him, but I have a restraining order, so I cannot exactly just come near him. I don't want to get arrested. That is not gonna look good on my college application. There would be a big party at Marco's house, and I really want to see him and be able to greet him, so maybe I would just sneak into his room. The night came, and there were a lot of popular kids in Marco's house. I wore a black hoodie like a criminal, and so far, I was successful. Nobody has seen me yet. I was friends with one of their maids, and she let me sneak into the kitchen door, and while the people were getting crazy drunk, I slowly went into Marco's room and waited for him there. I was glad when I heard someone open the door, but I was shocked to see Mandy and Marco together. I'm not sure if he was drunk or drugged or whatever, but I'm sure that it was not the Marco that I know. Nonetheless, it hurt. And stupid me, I hid under his bed. While they were having their passionate moment, I was there. I heard everything. When the coast was finally clear, I snuck out of that house, went home, went straight to my room, and bawled my eyes out until I fell asleep. The next day, I decided to go to the gym to get some happy hormones pumping up. I'm not the type of person to sulk and whine around. Yes, I'm sad, but my life does not need to revolve around misery. I also figured that maybe the gym owner could give me a part-time job since I already lost mine. But then, when I arrived at the gym, two policemen approached me. The ones I was telling you about at the beginning of my story. They asked me a few questions about my whereabouts the night of Marco's birthday. But I refused to answer because I knew I could get arrested for violating my restraining order. I would like to answer when my lawyer is present, I said. The next day, my mother accompanied me with my cousin, who's a lawyer, and she helped me answer the questions where it would not compromise any legal issues whatsoever. I started wondering why I feel like they're making too much of a big deal out of this restraining order. But then I was struck to my very core to find out that Mandy was dead. Her body was found lifeless floating on the surface of Marco's pool. The mental images of Marco and Mandy together kept flashing through my head, so I unconsciously yelled, "Stop!" My lawyer said that they consider me as one of the suspects because few people, including the maid, testified that they saw me sneak into Marco's room that night despite the restraining order. But I didn't do anything, I swear. They advised me to stay inside our house and not go anywhere, even at school, as long as the case has not been sorted out. A few hours later, I was in my room, and I saw Marco opening his curtain, and he was signaling to me as if asking for help. Then I heard 3 gunshots. I saw blood on his window. "Marco!" I screamed in disbelief. I hurriedly went downstairs and I saw the police and an ambulance. I asked my mom what happened, but she was speechless about the scenario. I went outside and my mom was not able to stop me. I ran inside Marco's house where his parents saw me. The police tried to stop me, but his parents signaled to the police that it was okay. I tried to go into Marco's room. The moment he saw me, he gave me the biggest and tightest hug ever. I saw his agent dead, and the police carrying the body away from Marco's room. Marco was shaking. I waited for a couple of hours before we could talk. We were having coffee, both covered in blankets, outside at their porch, and he started telling me what happened. Listen, I'm really sorry that I got with Mandy. I was drugged, he said. He told me that he figured out his agent was a double agent. That man was just trying to ruin his career because he's actually the agent and the father of the basketball superstar of our rival school. His agent accidentally killed Mandy when she did not agree with the plan of blackmailing Marco with his private pictures. Mandy destroyed her phone where the scandal was, and the agent started strangling Mandy till they fell into the pool. She didn't know how to swim, and the agent just left her there to drown. I felt so bad about what happened to Mandy. But on the bright side, the agent paid with his own life. Marco figured it all out because he would not let me go to jail. When the agent knew that Marco already knew the truth, he pulled out a gun. But Marco was able to alert his parents to call the police. Marco also explained to his parents that I'm his girlfriend and not a crazy stalker. We're just hiding it because we don't want anyone to get upset given what's at stake about his career. His mother apologized to me and asked if we could leave the past behind. And all I said back was, of course. The following night, we all had dinner together. Marco's family, my family, just like old times. And they officially accepted me as his girlfriend. Also, they've legally lifted the restraining order. Prom night came. Marco and I had the time of our lives. He introduced me to his friends and teammates as his girlfriend, and that made me so happy. We danced all night and made sure that we created great last high school memories. We ended the night passionately. Well, you know what happens during prom nights. And I do not have a single regret about giving it to Marco. The next day, we went to our favorite coffee shop, and we had a long talk. We decided to break up. He obviously had a great future in basketball waiting for him, and he does not need me to slow him down. Someday, if we're really meant to be together, I'm sure love will find its way to bring us back together. But for now, let's be realistic. I do not have enough money yet for college, so I decided to sit it out for a year while I'm working hard for my tuition fee. Marco goes to an Ivy League school where his basketball career got so much stronger. Don't worry, we're still friends. We always see each other during Thanksgiving and other family occasions. Last year, I even met his new girlfriend when he brought her home for spring break. It kind of broke my heart, but I'm good now. When Marco and I broke up, I realized how much I sacrificed for his career and his future. And it was as if mine did not equally matter. When I asked myself what I want to become and which course I should be taking, I did not know the answer. So I focused on myself until I figured out that I wanted to become a lawyer. I wanted to help someone like me someday and prove that someone is indeed innocent. It's been a couple of years since Marco and I broke up, and it's the best decision for both of us. Right now, I am building my future at the university I've chosen, away from Marco's shadow. I also became a member of Alpha Kappa, the most popular sorority at the campus, and I'm making the most out of college, just like I wanted to.